Good evening, everybody. It's Matrix here, and here is my watch list for December 6th. Now, I hope everybody had a great day off, spent some time away from the computer. I was trying to do a scan, and basically, there really wasn't anything green that happened the past day. So let's take a look at the futures here. We are experiencing a gap down of almost 1%, down 23 points, so we're opening down. With that said, looking at the SPY real quick. Oh, excuse me. Just pull it back. Looking at the SPY real quick. I mean, we close at a very key support area, but we are gapping down tomorrow. So what I'm looking for is for the SPY to gap down and then at the open pop back up and then flush some more. With that said, tonight's watch list consists of 5 tickers. And I am looking for the short side of it because the market is looking so weak. These tickers are basically, they're just some tickers I have on the basket of my watch list that to me it seems like they have more downside move, right? One of them, which is AMAT, that in itself, I don't know. We'll get into it. It's hard for me to explain. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what I mean. So first up, we have Apple, and Apple here closed pretty weak. We are currently right at kind of like a key support, right? Kind of like a key support, but to be quite honest, 75 is the mark I want to watch, right? So let's mark that off on 75. And in my notes, I have different resistance. I have 3 resistance marks here, and let's see, 3 resistance marks. Okay, let's use a 5-minute chart. Resistance 1 being 177. So let's find that right here. Okay. So I am looking for pop. Resistance 2 being 178 to 178.50. So that's another key area. Right here. So this is where the stock bounced hard late day, but it couldn't get over. So I'm going to mark off the 178.50 as well. So it's kind of like that right around here. So here we have a very concise resistance zone. And then resistance 3, I have 176.5. Now 176.5 is a little bit closer to where we're at right now. So this might blow over if it opens flat. However, I am anticipating a gap down. We are a little bit under this mark right now, and if it gaps down even further, this 176.5 is going to be my first watch on a rejection. With that said, after that, I want to mark off some support areas as well. So I have 175 and 174.25. Now coming to the support area, 174.25 is basically right here on the daily chart. Okay, so what I'm looking for tomorrow, Apple, I like this chart because it closed so weak, and basically I do see more downside to it if we do get a gap down tomorrow. I like to see a gap down, pop back up, and then look for these resistance marks to work, and then take it short. And the main goal is to see, first of all, the snap of a key psychological whole number of 175. As you can see, 175 reacted very well here and here, right? And then the next support area would be 174.25, which is my next target, which reacted very well on these 2 days, okay? Now, if these 2 support levels clears, we have a lot of downside, and that downside could be potentially aimed down to the 172.5 or all the way down to 172. So just looking at this chart, I like it. It's going to be one of my main plays tomorrow. So AAPL. Next up, we have AMD. Now, the thing about AMD is this was beautiful. I traded this on, what day is it today? Tuesday? Yeah, I traded it yesterday. And I missed a big move. I basically just took it for to around this area, and I had it short around the 23. I basically took it to the 2260. That's it. But I missed this whole big move. Now, right now, this one key note I want to talk about on AMD is that it's on SSR. Okay. With that said, this stock might not tank tomorrow because it's on SSR, or it's harder for you to short. But anywho, I am looking for a pop and drop. And right now on the resistance side, I'm looking at this 2190 and also at this 2150 area. Okay, so these two areas I'm marked off as resistance. I'm looking for a pop into it. And I want to scroll back a little and let you guys see why I picked these two areas, see if past few days, right, it reacted very, very well. Okay, this 2190 to 22 mark here, this 10-cent area, this is basically resistance zone, right? The stock, after this massive sell-off, the stock tried to bounce, it couldn't, and then another drop, and then the massive bounce late day, it couldn't break through. So I don't see the stock getting back up and over 22 tomorrow. Okay, if it tries, then you can definitely take a short from here and bring it back down. With that said, as far as target goes, I have some support areas I want to mark off here, which is, let me see if I can find it. I think I marked off 2170 right here, and then 2070. Let's see, yeah, 2070, 2050, and also 2030. All right. Now, if these areas clear, we should be able to get a major downside here because there's a lot of room for it to come down into the 200. Like I said, the stock is on SSR, so this might be a tougher trade. So I'm going to put this on more of a side watch. As you can see, these support lines, there's a lot of support here. I mean, each and every single line I marked off coincide very well on the daily chart as well. So if I were to mark these lines off at the 5-minute chart, you might be able to see something here. Let's see if I can find. Okay. 2030. Okay, so scrolling back, like, I mean, here's at 2079, and then we have a $half mark here at 2050, and then finally 2030 right here on the bottom where it topped out a few times, right? If this 2030 snaps, it's automatically $20, and then not trying to be hopeful here, but it could happen. If 20 snaps, then we are coming down. This thing is going to free fall. Okay, so AMD, AMAT is a little different. Okay, AMAT is a little different in the sense that it does have a lot of potential to come down. Like, there's all this space down here from the 35 all the way to 32, right? However, because the 35 is a very key support area, I'm not that hopeful. There is also the 50 SMA here on the daily chart as well. So I don't know if it'll work. Because of this massive sell day, I am anticipating more of kind of like a doji day or a chop day around the sideways or sideways day, what you would say. So the only two areas I want to play off of is the key mark of 36 and 35, right? So this is the channel I want to be looking to play in tomorrow. I'm looking for a cover pop since it's sold off so much. It's not on SSR yet, which is a good thing. By the time it gets to 36, we'll see how it reacts. On 36 here on the daily chart, you can see there is some major chart support here on these 2 days, right? Right here as well, and right here. Scroll back a little bit more. So 36, definitely a key resistance area to watch for. Look for that pop and then rejection. If it gaps down tomorrow, I'm hoping it gaps down under 35, right? If it gaps down under 35, I'm going to look for that pop and then sell into it. There is a little bit of an uptrend line here, right? So this uptrend line, a snap of this uptrend line could be also a short trigger. You'll be risking right here the reclaim of 35.40. Okay, so if that snaps, that's what you'll be risking, and that's AMAT, AMAT. Next up, we have ATVI. ATVI. Now, ATVI, this daily chart is it's looking sour for the chart. There is a major downtrend that's following. It's sold off a lot, and then yesterday it basically had a seller's candle on the daily chart. So I do see it to come down a little bit more tomorrow. Right now, the current target I'm looking at is the 45 mark, and if 45 snaps, there is this massive gap fill from last year. There's this massive gap fill too. So this definitely has great potential to come down. The one mark I want to be looking at, just give me a sec here. There's actually a few key marks I want to be looking at. 47. So let's go to 47 right here. It's a whole number. The reason why I pick it, it's a whole number. That's it. And then we have 47.5 that we should be watching for. So each $0.50 mark. The reason why I pick 47.5 is because afternoon, this is probably the biggest bounce here, as you can see, and it got stuffed right back down. So 47.5, that's the reason, right here as well, and right here, and all this reaction here at 47.5. So that makes 47.5 very significant. Okay, and then my target is 45. I also want to take a note here at 46.80. So let's mark that off right here, 46.80. The stock is really close to it. If the stock gaps down tomorrow, this is actually the first resistance I'll be looking at to short into. What this mark is, it's basically the low of this candle right here. All right. Yeah, 46.83 to be quite exact. Okay. So a pop into this area, if it gaps down, a pop into this area, and then I'll be looking for a short target to be 45, and then if 45 snaps, we should get that daily chart gap fill that I'm talking about right here and bring it right back down. So a lot of potential on ATVI. This stock is very sour right now. Now, next up, we have Facebook. Facebook is going to be the last ticker of the evening. Now, this daily chart, to me, it closed and snapped under the 9 EMA. Facebook usually like to follow the 9 EMA pretty well on the daily chart, as you can see right here, how it follows so well. So it snapped through. Now, this can go both ways. I personally like it to the downside more because of the SPY looking so weak. We are entering into a bear market, or we are already in one. And there's a lot of potential for this to come on down. What I'm looking for is a short signal from 138.50. So let's scroll in, mark off 138.50, which is about there. How does this work? Yeah. Okay. And then also mark off 139, which is a keyhole number, and you can see how 139 reacted. very well right here. Okay. And also 140. 140, as the stock cannot get back up and over late day, and it basically top once, twice, three times here. On the daily chart, 140 marks off as a key resistance area, as you can see right here by this massive volume candle here. And finally, I want to talk about 137.75. So what is 137.75? Let's mark that off here. Okay. So if it gaps down tomorrow and under 137.75, I'm going to use this first to look for my first sell-off signal. What this is basically the key support area of this massive red candle, right? The high of this massive red candle is the 137.75. Okay, so if this snaps through or gap down through it, I'm going to look for a pop into it and then drop it all the way down. We should be able to bring it down to 132 at the end of the day. That's my biggest target here, 131.5, 132. 36 is going to give it some trouble. 35 is also going to give it a little bit of trouble, but eventually it'll get down there. So that's the plan on Facebook. So that's the 5 tickers I have for you guys tonight. If you guys like what you watch, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thanks.